listen, I think there are a lot of Coyotes fans who think we're picking on them and have always thought we're picking on them. And I'm not going to trust you because you're not from Arizona. And I'm not going to trust you because you don't know the government down here and this. And what is it going to take for you to be a skeptic here?
Well,
what is it going to take?
I want to keep going because the story.
Yeah.
And this is where the skeptic thing kicks in.
Yes.
Because Frank.
Do I get to talk about the mayor?
No. Yes.
Okay. What did he say?
Oh, no. If we don't care, then.
I think there's politics at work here. I think they're worried about. Okay. Keep going.
No, because
say what the mayor said.
If the point is the mayor of Scottsdale doesn't care about it, then he walks it back. I feel like that's a part of the
Okay, go ahead.
Too.
Let's do it.
He was a little unnecessary with it.
Yeah, he was in his softer clarification. This is from Cameron Cox of Arizona Sports 12. A softer clarification from Scottsdale Mayor Ortega on his Coyotes arena plan statement. Unfortunately, the Coyotes developers did not consult with me or Scottsdale officials. The ASLD bid documents will require the successful bidder to fully develop the 64th Street 101 access. Essentially, there is an open net at 64th/101 so the Coyotes can score easily. So what he essentially said in a long statement, which I won't go through, is that all he wants is that the entrance of where the Coyotes fans will leave the arena to be on a different side of the highway on the other side where there's more businesses that they can walk through. And that he's in support of this if they will consult him on the development plans of how everything's going to be laid out.
And I'm sure they will.
But they hadn't, and he was upset about that.
Okay.
So he came back and clarified, and he says, they never consulted me on any of this, and I want to be consulted because I think this should be there. And
that's his job. Isn't his job to bring in money for Scottsdale?
Right.
Like, that's his job.
And I think there's also some politics in that Scottsdale didn't take the Coyotes. And that they're not going to be in Scottsdale, and it looks a little bad on the mayor that they're not going to get a professional hockey team, and they're going to be literally a street over from where Scottsdale starts. And he comes out and he's like, "I'm angry about this whole thing."
Well,
so that doesn't look like it's going to be a deterrent to them actually winning the bid and hopefully building the arena there.
So this morning, Frank Saravalli has reported, and there's a lot of speculation about 2 drafted schedules. One for the Coyotes in Arizona, one for the Coyotes not in Arizona, presumably Utah. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the Utah owner, what's his name again? Do you know his name?
Oh, man.
The guy from the Jazz owner?
I forgot.
Anyway, he's apparently ready and waiting to purchase. And what is apparently potentially going to happen here is, listen, maybe the Coyotes do get this piece of land, but maybe a better solution would be the Coyotes move, they build the arena, they bring a team back to Arizona. Because here's the thing. As soon as the Coyotes leave Arizona, the number 1 expansion spot in the NHL becomes Arizona.
And that's not us. That's CJ.
It's
very much in the know. And he's beaten that drum forever.
And that's so I think that actually might be like, give Murello I'll give him credit is that he's been bullish about these things. He wants to make it happen. He wants to spend the money to make it happen. And so you give him a franchise in which to do it. But where I still struggle is with what he's talking about building. I don't see 3 years. I see 5 to 7. Mm-hmm. And I understand there's less bureaucracy down in Arizona, but at the end of the day, you have to hire people, you have to get concrete, you have to get permits, you have to do all these things, and then they're going to be building up around it. Wouldn't it make more sense to move it to Utah, build a great market there? Tucson does great numbers, the Roadrunners. They're a great story, and
the minor hockey in that area is fantastic.
It's exploding. So then you bring the team back to Arizona when they're ready and call them the Coyotes.
Dude, this has been the whole thing all along. It's ridiculous. They're playing in a college barn. It's ridiculous. And from the beginning, they're going to be in this arena. Now here we are, lo and behold, they're fucking not.
Yep.
Which was always a possibility. Mm-hmm. The voters were misled, and that was always a possibility. Mm-hmm. We got to be grown-ups about this. Mm-hmm. There was no concrete plan. There was never a concrete plan. If there was a concrete plan, there would be concrete in the ground leading upward to a building.
Yep.
There is not, just like we all said from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have been great if it worked in Tempe? Yes, it didn't. That was always a possibility. Always, 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 always. And to just like stick your head in the sand and be like, no, Canada, boo, mean. It was always childish and ridiculous.
Yep.
This is reality.
Yep.
The reality is this can't continue.
Yep.
The reality is also Arizona deserves an NHL team.
Yes.
The adult resolution here is move the damn team for a little. And then what happens a few years down the line when there's a new arena there? Does the team move back and then Utah gets another, or does Arizona, whatever? You're going to get one. You're going to get one. You need an NHL building. There are cities, large enough cities in North America that have NHL ready buildings that don't have an NHL ready team.
Mm-hmm.
And you deserve one because why?